Who's there? Man off, I suppose. Mother? Mother!
Maker. It can't be. Serana?
Is it really you? I can't believe it. How do we get inside? We have to talk.
Serana, what are you doing here? Where's your father?
He doesn't know we're here. I don't have time to explain.
I must have failed. Harkon's found a way to decipher the prophecy, hasn't he?
No, you've got it all wrong. We're here to stop him. To make everything right.
Wait a moment. You've brought a stranger here? Have you lost your mind?
No, you don't...
You, come forward. I would speak with you.
So how has it come to pass that a vampire hunter is in the... It pains me to think you'd travel with Serana under the guise of her protector in an effort to hunt me down. Coming from one who murders vampires as a trade, I find it hard to believe Serana has sacrificed everything to prevent Harkon from completing the prophecy. I would have expected her to explain that to you. You think I'd have the audacity to place my own daughter in that tomb for the protection of her Elder Scroll alone? The scrolls are merely a means to an end. The key to the tyranny of the sun is Serana herself. When I fled Castle Volkihar, I fled with 2 Elder Scrolls. The scroll I presume you found with Serana speaks of Ariel and his arcane weapon, Ariel's bow. The second scroll declares that the blood of Cold Harbor's daughter will blind the eye of the dragon. Like myself, Serana was a human once. We were devout followers of Lord Molig Bal. Tradition dictates the females be offered to Molig Bal on his summoning day. Few survive the ordeal. Those that do emerge as a pure-blooded vampire. We call such confluences the Daughters of Cold Harbor. It was expected of her, just as it was expected of me. Being selected as an offering to Molig Bal is an honor. Now you're beginning to see why I wanted to protect Serana, and why I've kept the other Elder Scroll as far from her as possible. If Harkon obtained Ariel's bow, and Serana's blood was used to taint the weapon, the tyranny, in his eyes, she'd be dying for the good of all. And how exactly do you plan on stopping him? Have you been listening to me? Like Serana, I'm a pure-blood. You care nothing for Serana. Whether or not you've become one of us in order to survive the Soul Cairn, you're still a vampire hunter at heart. You're here because we're abominations in your mind. Evil creatures. Serana? This stranger aligns herself with those that would hunt you down and slay you like an animal. Yet I should entrust you to her.
This stranger has done more for me in the brief time I've known her than you've done in centuries.
How dare you! I gave up everything I cared about to protect you from that fanatic you call a father!
Yes, he's a fanatic. He's changed. But he's still my father. Why can't you understand how that makes me feel?
Oh, Serana, if you'd only open your eyes. The moment your father discovers your role in the prophecy, that he needs your blood, you'll be in terrible danger.
So to protect me, you decided to shut me away from everything I cared about. You never asked me if hiding me in that tomb was the best course of action. You just expected me to follow you blindly. Both of you were obsessed with your own paths. Your motivations might have been different, but in the end, I'm still just a pawn to you two. I want us to be a family again. But I don't know if we can ever have that. Maybe we don't deserve that kind of happiness. Maybe it isn't for us. But we have to stop him, before he goes too far. And to do that, we need the Elder Scroll.
I'm sorry, Serana. I didn't know. I didn't see. I've allowed my hatred of your father to estrange us for too long. Forgive me. If you want the Elder Scroll, it's yours. Your intentions are... But for Serana's sake, I'll assist... Yes, I've kept it safely secured here. Fortunately, you're in a position to breach the barrier that surrounds... You need to locate the tallest of the rocky spire. At their bases, the barrier's energy is being drawn from... Destroy the keepers that are tending them, and it should bring them... One more word of warning. There's a dragon. The Ideal Masters have charged him with overseeing the keepers, and will undoubtedly intervene if you're perceived as a threat. As you've been traveling in the soul, let's just say a tiny part of you rubbed off on it, and in its place, you should find no difficulty using the portal any longer. When I entered the Soul Cairn, I had intended to strike a bargain with the... I requested refuge in the Soul Cairn, and if I had foreseen the value they placed on my own soul, I would never have come here. The Ideal Masters unleashed their keepers and sent them to destroy me. Fortunately, I was able to hold them at bay and retreat into these ruins. Unfortunately, since the keepers weren't able to claim my soul, they had their minions construct a barrier that I'd never be able to. Time has very little meaning to me. Consequently, it has little. I suppose you could call this the ultimate waiting game. Each what? I know very. They're mystic entities that lord over the Soul Cairn, controlling every aspect from its Well, some necromancers believe they are the crystalline structures dotting the Soul Cairn. I believe there's more to it than that. I think they transcend what we perceive as a physical form. Perhaps they were once corporeal beings, but they've obviously reached a point, conduits, through which the Ideal Masters speak to their... The Ideal Masters' weakness. It's the reason for the Soul Cairn's existence, and the only leverage a necromancer has when bargaining with them. The ability to summon powerful undead guardians, as one would conjure an Atronak or Daedra. However, the majority of necromancers that are foolish enough to enter into a bargain with the Ideal Masters. Harkon's vision is a world plunged in eternal darkness. What he fails to realize, if eternal night fell, there are many who wouldn't stand for it. They would raise armies in attempts to return things to normal. The order of the day would be our destruction, until every last vampire was hunted down and eliminated. I do. It's how the vampire has survived for millennia.
Let's kill
and
those
the only way we can
things and
continue
get back.
to survive in the future.
$1,000 steps, and 1,000 more. He's such a loyal beast. Here, I'll teach you how to call him to you. He'll help you get around this wretched place. But I'm sure he'd be much happier someplace sunnier. Goodbye, hero. Take good care of Arvak for me. Such a good horse.
Where'd you come from? Who's there? I knew I heard something. Won't end well for you. Where'd you come from? Save for you.
over half of the pages found. Keep it up.
Who's there? I knew I heard something. Stay back. Where'd you come from?
Fine!
Done and done.
You managed to destroy all 3 keepers? Very impressive. Yes. Keep watch for Durnevere. With the prison's barrier down, he's almost certain to investigate.
I'm glad you're here. I don't think I could be doing this alone. Wait. I hear something. Who's there?
Oh!
Stay back! You're dead! This won't end well for you.
That'll teach you. Forgive my astonishment, but I never thought I'd witness the death of that dragon.
Come on. She's leading us to the scroll.
Forgive my astonishment, but I never... Volumes written on Durnevere allege that he can't be slain by normal means. It appears they were mistaken. Unless... The soul of a dragon is as resilient. It's possible that your killing blow has merely displaced Durnevere's physical... Minutes, hours, years. Now, let's get you the Elder Scroll and you
Come on.
can be on your
She's
way.
leading us to the scroll.
What did you want?
I'm glad you're here. I don't think I could be doing this alone. I can't believe we found Mother alive. Well, you know what I mean. I can't believe we found
Now
Mother
that you've
alive.
retrieved the Elder Scroll, you should be on your way. I have no choice. If I return to Tamriel, that increases Harkon's likelihood of bringing the tyranny of the sun. As much as it pains me to send you and Saran, remember that Harkon is not to be trusted. And promise me you'll keep my daughter safe. She's the only thing of value I have left. Did you have anything to ask before? Even if I could, Harkon would likely sense my return to Tamriel. The last thing you need right now is like Serana, I am a daughter of Cold Harbor. A vampire... My presence in Tamriel would simply double the risk. The only way I'd even consider returning to Tamriel, you must understand, he's obsessed. For all of this to end, he must die.
Come on,
Farewell.
let's go home.
Remember that Harkon's not to be trusted.
Stay your weapons. I would speak with you, Quinarin. Cursed, not dead. Doomed to exist in this form for eternity. Trapped between Laas and Enoch. Between life and death. I believe in civility among seasoned warriors, and I find your ear worthy of my words. My claws have rended the flesh of innumerable foes, but I have never once been felled on the field of battle. I therefore name you Quinarin, or Vanquisher in your tongue. Your words do me great honor. My desire to speak with you was born from the result of our battle, Quinarin. I merely wish to respectfully ask a favor of you. For countless years I've roamed the Soul Cairn in unintended service to the Ideal Masters. Before this, I roamed the skies above Tamriel. I desire to return there. I fear that my time here has taken its toll upon me. I share a bond with this dreaded plague. If I ventured far from the Soul Cairn, my strength would begin to wane until I was no more. I will place my name with you and grant you the right to do me this simple honor, and I will fight at your side as your Graze Mazen, your ally, and teach you my Thum. Trivial in your mind, perhaps. I don't require an answer, Quinarin. Simply speak my name to the heavens when you feel the time is right. There was a time when the Dova roamed the skies, vying for their small slices of territory that I was. But unlike some of my brethren, I sought solutions outside the norm in order to maintain my superiority. I began to explore what the Dova, the Ideal Master. In return, I was to serve them as a keeper until the death of the one who calls herself Valeria. I discovered too late that the Ideal Masters favor deception over honor, and had no intention of releasing me from my binding. They had control of my mind, but free. The Soul Cairn has become a part. I only hope that you will allow me. In my language, you are the Dovahkiin, the Dragonborn. You may not be one of us in body, but you have earned the right to bear this title.
Well, I've been so busy, I don't know. What, are you kidding me? Sure, here you go. Can't understand a word of it. Maybe it will do you some good. Sure, got plenty. What am I gonna do with it? Oh, sure.
The sooner we get the scroll
Pestering me
home,
then,
the sooner we
by
deal with my
all
father.
means. Sure, got plenty. I can't believe I'm trading this for some dried up plants. Oh well, a sale's a sale.
Wood! 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 Wood!
Come on, let's go home.